Today we are going to be talking handbags. For the first time, I'm going to go through each and every one of my designer handbags and share my entire collection with you guys. Hi guys, my name is Alana and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here we discuss all things fashion, luxury, and handbags. So if those are things that are interesting to you, then I hope you would do me the favor of hitting the subscribe button down below if you have not already. I really feel like this was a video that was a long time coming. I talk about handbags so much on my channel and is definitely my favorite luxury item. So today we're gonna go through each and every one of them and I'm gonna share it with you guys. Now, I have quite a curated collection. I really do try and be mindful when I'm selecting handbags, and I try and avoid purchasing handbags just for the sake of purchasing handbags. Now, having said that, I haven't been perfect in curating my collection. There has been a few bumps along the way, but I am really happy with where my collection stands today, so I am even more excited to share it with you guys because of that. So before we get into the handbags, I am gonna break this down by designer brand. So whichever fashion house that I have these handbags from, I will do them all in order that way, and then I will move to the next fashion house. Just so even for myself, I can make sure I'm not forgetting any of my handbags. And if I have forgotten to mention a handbag, forgive me, but I am pretty sure I have them all marked out and ready to go. So let's jump into the first set of handbags. We are going to be starting off with what probably is my favorite fashion house when it comes to handbags, and that is Saint Laurent. So I thought it was only fitting to start off with my favorite handbag from this brand, what is kind of like my dream handbag, and that is my medium sunset bag in the beautiful black croc embossed leather. It has the pretty shiny gold hardware, and I'm obsessed with this piece. To me, this is just like a wow bag. It really has that wow factor. It turns heads. It is definitely a classy and elegant piece. This is a piece that I do just feel is going to be timeless. And from the moment I saw this silhouette, I knew this handbag had to be mine. So a couple things about this handbag that I really enjoy is, again, the structure and silhouette of the bag. I really like that it does have this structure to the exterior. It does have the accordion style in terms of how it expands and how it is designed. But even if you have this quite full, it's not really gonna change the shape of the bag at all or morph the structure or anything. It comes with a back pocket here, and it is a flat pocket, so you can't fit too much in there, but I do like it in terms of easy access. You have the little clochette here, and it says Saint Laurent Paris. When you open it up inside, you can see that there is the 3 compartments. You have the little gusseted one up front and then the 2 bigger compartments in the back. Now you might see that I'm struggling a little bit to open it wide, and that is one con I will say about this bag. Though I absolutely love it, it is tricky to get the bag open all of the way, and that is just because, again, of the structure and the nature of this bag. I also have found that if you pull on this too much, you can have issues with the glazing on the side, so be mindful of that. However, regardless, I love this bag. I do feel like this is definitely one of the more luxurious bags from the house. It is also leather lined, which I think is absolutely stunning, and it just adds to the aroma that you get from this bag. So this one, like I said, was my dream bag from Saint Laurent. It's one I was eyeing, and I'm so happy it's in my collection. I love this so much, I'd even be tempted to get this in the smooth leather version and get it in a fun kind of color just because I really love this piece that much. The next piece from Saint Laurent, this is actually the first piece that I did get from the brand in terms of handbags, and that is my YSL Cassandra wristlet here. So I actually have the wristlet attached here so you guys can see this. I really feel like this is a great entry-level piece from the brand, and if you're looking to kind of just dabble into the brand and give it a try, this is such a great piece to get. This still retails for under $1,000 in Canadian, and I feel like that is absolutely a steal. For one, how substantial this piece is, but then also two, how versatile it is as well. So it does have the classic chevron here, and I just feel like this pattern is so known for Saint Laurent, and that's one of the elements I love about it. Of course, you have the beautiful logo here in the gold hardware again. And one thing I really like about this wristlet is that you can detach it if you want. So you can use it strictly as a clutch, but of course you can use this as a wristlet as well. I do have a conversion kit on the inside, and it looks like this, and it allows you to add an additional chain onto these rings here, and that way you can still use this as a crossbody bag, because this is very similar to the style of the wallet on chain from Saint Laurent. So I feel like not that you necessarily need to make it something that it's not, but if you want that option in the dual functionality, I will also link the conversion kit down below, because I do feel like it's nice to have. It is also quite spacious inside with or without the organizer. It opens up quite wide, as you can see, so I can really appreciate that. I can fit my essentials in here, and in terms of traveling and in terms of going to weddings, events like that, I will always reach for this piece because I feel like it is never out of place. It holds a lot, and I absolutely love this beige color from Saint Laurent. I really do feel like they do such a good beige. So those are some of the reasons why I love this piece, and I would highly recommend it. Although I do use this more as a clutch or wristlet now, I will say I have had zero issues using this bag as a crossbody as well, or you could even use it as a shoulder bag too. So this is definitely a really great piece. Moving on to my last handbag from this fashion house, we have my small puffer in this scrumptious buttery yellow color. When I tell you guys, I enjoy picking this handbag up so much because the leather on this bag is literally amazing. Like, I feel like every time I stare at this bag, I'm in a bit of a trance. I always thought that the Lulu line from Saint Laurent was the line that I would get in terms of a bag in this type of style. But actually, I am happy I went for the puffer, and that is just because I am so in awe of this handbag at all times. Now, I will say though, because of its delicate leather, I am a little bit more scared to use it than I thought I would be, so that is something that you do have to keep in mind. And because of the color I chose, I do get worried about color transfer, but I do find I always have a bit of a period when I first get a bag that I get worried, and then once I kind of get into using the bag, I'm perfectly fine and I get over that. So I'm kind of waiting for that stage to happen next, but truly this is a beautiful piece. You can have the strap like this so you can wear it as a shoulder bag, but then you can also just use one of the straps and pull it through and use it as a crossbody. Now personally, I like to use this as a shoulder bag. I think it looks best that way, and I love the capacity. So this is the back of the bag. You don't have a back pocket or anything like that. There are no feet on the bag. It is quite simple in terms of its actual structural design, but this really is a great piece. I also love the capacity and the fact that it's one open compartment on the inside. It just allows you to fit even more. I do have it stuffed at the moment, but as you can see, there is quite a bit of room in there, and it opens out nice and wide, which I can really appreciate. This line is another pricey one from the brand, but I do feel like when I look at the designs from Saint Laurent, they tend to be the ones that resonate with me and my style the most, and because of that, I'm happy to invest in these pieces. And though this style of bag hasn't been around forever, I really do feel like this is a staple for the fashion house. This is a line that a lot of people know and love from the brand, and I absolutely love it too. So if you're considering the puffer line versus the Lulu line, I would say compare a couple things. The leather, the interior as well, and then just in terms of usability, which one you think is more friendly for you to use on a daily basis. But I absolutely love this bag. So the next fashion house we are going to look at is Louis Vuitton, and I would say that this is either a close second in terms of the brand that has my favorite handbags, or it's even neck and neck with Saint Laurent. I also have the second most amount of handbags in my collection from Louis Vuitton, so I have 3 bags to show you here as well. Let's start off with my favorite bag from Louis Vuitton, and this is my Easy Pouch on strap. As you can see, this is definitely a unique piece. It is in the beautiful gradient pink finish, and it's in empreinte leather. I absolutely love the look of the empreinte leather in this handbag from Louis Vuitton. And then pink is my favorite color, if you aren't familiar already. So this just makes it a really unique and special piece for me. Now, this is a bag that I also feel if you are a mini bag lover, it is one you really should consider. This, of course, is a special edition version. This came out in the By the Pool collection a couple years ago now, but I do still feel like this design and silhouette is really great. You can get this in other on-prompt versions like the taupe kind of color, you can get it in a cream, and you can get it in black. And I really love the functionality of this bag. So this one comes with a chain strap. As you can see, I have that on the bag right now, but also it comes with a leather strap too, where you can use it as a shoulder bag, or you can extend it to make it like a crossbody bag as well. So to me, the fact that you can use it in so many ways is already a plus. And the fact that these chains are removable, I love to use this particular strap on my other handbags as well, which I will show you when I get to those pieces too, because I feel like it has such a great drop length to it, plenty of clearance here, and I feel like the beautiful gold hardware really is just stunning. So this is a piece that I feel I get a lot of use out of for multiple reasons. Now, as I said, because this was a special edition version, of course they no longer sell this, but if you are into this style and you do like the fact that this comes in quite a few different collections, I would keep your eye out because they are constantly releasing new versions of this bag, and it is just such a good one. Again, if you love mini bags, because it can fit your essentials, it'll fit a phone, you can fit a card holder, you can fit your keys, but if I'm quite honest, you're not gonna get much else in there. So if you're someone who likes a mini bag, you like Louis Vuitton's on-prompt leather as well, this is such a great piece to have, and I love having it in my collection. Next, let's talk about this little cutie that I typically have on display in my videos. And this is my mini pochette, again, in the on-prompt leather. I did mention to you guys, I do enjoy Louis Vuitton's on-prompt leather. Now, with this piece, it's a unique one, and I was debating whether to put it on this list because technically this is an SLG. It is not a handbag. However, I do think a lot of people end up using this piece in that way. And if you look on the website, in fact, it is actually modeled in a hand carry fashion like it is a handbag too. Now, mini bags and micro bags, nano bags, all of these types of styles have been quite popular, so it makes sense that a lot of people use this bag in that way. Now, I will use this bag with an additional strap, and I will either crossbody it or I will use it as a shoulder bag. So when I mentioned to you guys that I used the chain from my beautiful Easy pouch on other bags, this is an example of one I would use it for. I would attach it to the D-rings that we have on the side, and then it becomes a beautiful shoulder bag as well. Now, the one downfall with getting this piece, if you are looking to use it as a handbag, is the fact that it does not fit a phone in it. So that is one thing to keep in mind. If you are someone who needs to be able to fit your phone, or it's a deal breaker, then unfortunately this is not the one to do it. But I do love taking this out when I'm traveling because it's easy to pack and carry, but also can be multifunctional. So you can obviously use this as a catch-all, which is more of its intended purpose as a little pouch. And you can travel, put some items in here. Typically, I will use this when I'm going out, when I just have a couple errands to run, or if I'm going to dinner, for example. But this is not necessarily a bag that is gonna fit everything under the kitchen sink. If you enjoy mini bags, then I would recommend this piece, but I will say also, Louis Vuitton has recently discontinued the on-prompt leather version. So if you are looking and getting this piece, sometimes they still come out in special collections, but this bicolor on-prompt leather is no longer available, and the consistent version they seem to have online right now is either the classic monogram or the damier Ben. The last piece that I have from Louis Vuitton that I have to share with you is definitely a classic piece as well. I do enjoy the classics from Louis Vuitton. This one specifically is the pochette accessoire. So if you can see, there is a bit of a trend when it comes to my bags, especially from Louis Vuitton. I do really like these mini kind of pouch-like bags. I love the silhouette of a top zipper, and then I love when I can use it as a crossbody or a shoulder bag. Now, when it comes to this bag in particular, we know that this one is a shoulder bag, and because I have the older model now, it does come with the Vachetta shoulder strap here, But because of where I live in Canada, we get all different types of weather, and I am a little scared to use that strap with it because I worry if I use it, it's going to get stained, and I do not want that. So I enjoy adding additional straps to it, like this beautiful crossbody chain here. I find that this bag works really nicely as a crossbody because although it is small, I would say it's small and honestly not mini. This can really fit more than your everyday essentials. I find you can fit a full wallet in this, you can fit a compact wallet in this, you can fit your cell phone in this, you can get your keys in this. So I really feel like this is a great piece to have. Now, I will say, I do feel like these have become quite pricey, and this version that I have now is discontinued. You won't find it in the Damier Azur print anymore, but I feel like if you can get it pre-loved for a good price, this is such a classic piece from the fashion house, and I love using it. I also love the fact that, like I said, the capacity of this piece is a little bit deceiving. You can really fit a great amount in here, and I love styling it. Another thing too, I know people look at Damier Azur as kind of more like a spring summer print. I find that because it does have that cream to it, that I have no problem styling this bag any time of the year. But again, being mindful because it comes with the Vachetta strap and there still is the little tag here on the side in Vachetta as well. So just kind of being mindful of the weather outside, but I really love using this piece. And it was actually my most recent addition to my Louis Vuitton collection because I was able to get this pre-loved and I have zero regrets. I am actually interested in even potentially a monogram version of this piece too, if I could find it for a good price on the pre-loved market. Moving right on to the next brand, this is definitely one of my most favorite kind of contemporary brands, and that is Jacquemus. So let's get into this brand a little bit more because I also have 3 handbags to share with you. We will start with the one that I also usually have on display. It is this beautiful pink cutie here. This is the Jacquemus Chiquito long bag, and I love this for a mini bag. Now, I do have some qualms with it, I'm not gonna lie. We'll get into that in a second, but I love this color, and that is truly what drew me to the piece. I'm also a fan of croc embossed leather because this is my second piece in my collection that does have that leather, and I am just a fan of Jacquemus in general. I love that his handbags have very clean lines to it, and I feel like that adds a little bit of timelessness, even though there is some quirky features such as unique handles that you can find in a lot of his bags. One thing I love about this piece is that even though it is tiny, because if you look at the bottom, you really are only working with the space that you see in between here, it still fits a good amount, and that I can appreciate. On the interior as well, this is what it looks like, and it comes with a crossbody strap. This is why this has actually been, I would say for this year, my most used Jacquemus piece because of those features. Now, though it is tiny, it fits a phone, you can fit a card holder in here as well, and you can slide some keys in here too. But truly beyond that, you're not gonna get much more. But I found that I was using this handbag most when I was traveling or when I was just going out into the city and I wanted something that was lightweight but still cute. So this is what I use this piece for. I love the fact that the croc embossed leather is durable, so I'm not really worried about scratching it. I'm not really worried about bringing this in different types of weather. I pretty much know if I have this bag, it's carefree enough and good to go. One thing I will say though, when it comes to this bag, I do feel like the croc embossed leather is not as nice as the other leathers that Jacquemus offers. So that's also something to keep in mind. I've said this before, and as much as I love Jacquemus as a brand, which I do, because as I said, I have 3 handbags from this brand, I wouldn't pay full price for most of their items. You can often get these on sale, and that is the route I would go if I was looking to purchase another Jacquemus handbag, and there are still some on my radar. Next up, this style bag has actually been the bag that started my love affair with the Jacquemus in the first place, and that is the Chiquito line from Jacquemus. Now, I would say this is probably Jacquemus's most iconic brand. During COVID in particular, this particular Chiquito bag is the one that really turned heads. A lot of people enjoyed this bag because of the unique handle up here. But again, I love the fact that it still has clean lines in terms of its silhouette. Now, this is in the grand size, so this is the biggest size that they offer. And the reason why that I got this size is because I wanted something that was going to be able to fit my cell phone, whereas I do feel like the medium size is perfect if I was able to fit my phone into there with a little more ease. So getting inside of the bag here, just to show you the capacity, it really does fit a good amount and it can fit all of my essentials and more. This also does come with a crossbody strap, and I have found that I've used it that way with a crossbody strap when I've used it, but because of the fact that this is in a beautiful chocolate suede, I do find that I reach for this less and less. I am almost embarrassed to say that this year I have not used this handbag at all. And I would love to hear your opinions on this, guys. Give me some advice, some clarity. Do you think it is worth keeping this bag still? Like I said, this design was the one that really made me fall in love with Jacquemus. I love the style, I love the color, and I even love the look of the leather. But the problem is, because of its color, I feel like it definitely leans itself more fall and winter. But then because of that, there is snow and there is rain in those months for me. So I'm really debating if it's worth selling it or even just keeping it as more of a novelty piece because I love it. Please let me know your opinions down below in the comments, or if you have one of these suede bags, how you make it work in your collection. I do love it, but I do find I'm using it less and less as the time goes on. But again, this is still a great piece. I would be willing, if I got rid of this one, to grab another one in a different kind of leather. But I've also found that Jacquemus, like many fashion houses, have been subject to more price increases. And because of that, I don't know if I would want to sell this when I did get this for a fairly good price as well. My last Jacquemus bag is this beauty. This is the Bambino long bag, and I love this piece. Guys, this is actually one of my most complimented handbags in my collection. And of course, for a reason we can see, this piece is absolutely beautiful. Again, the clean lines I love from Jacquemus. I love that this is a cute shoulder bag style, and I like that it is a little bit of a longer bag. So again, hence the name, the Bambino long. I have this in this beautiful light blue color, and I find that I'm really drawn to light blue color bags as well as I am pink bags. So the fact that Jacquemus does so many different colors definitely also makes me more interested in purchasing bags from them. But this piece opens up like this. It does have the shoulder strap, but that is the only way you can carry it. This is the capacity. And actually with most Jacquemus bags, if you look at the bottom, this actually will give you a more clear indication of how much room you have in there. Looking at the side profile, this little space in between, it carries what I need it to. It carries my essentials. It'll hold a phone, it'll hold my keys, and it'll hold a card holder and some lip gloss. So that's really all I need from a shoulder bag, I find. Now, the other thing about this is that, again, a similar issue to what I have with my brown Chiquito bag is the fact that this is in a beautiful suede. Now, this is a light blue suede, making it that much more difficult to take care of, even in comparison to that brown one that I showed you. But something about this bag makes it worth it, and I am okay with the fact that this is in light blue suede. It is such a stunning color. It looks so beautiful in the blue that I kind of make it work. But again, I go back and forth on whether or not I need two suede bags from Jacquemus. Now, this is not really an issue for me, but I wanted to mention it because I know some people do complain about this. The fact that this bag does not really open all of the way. Like, I find with my Saint Laurent Sunset bag, it bothers me more that it doesn't open all the way. And I would say this opens even less, but personally, I don't find it that much of an issue when I'm getting in and out. I just kind of use two hands, put in what I need to, and I find it opens enough. But I did want to mention it because I know that is something that some people don't like too much. But I'd also like to know in general, are you guys a fan of Jacquemus? Do you have any Jacquemus bags? This is definitely a more upcoming brand. It is a newer brand altogether, but personally, I feel like their pieces were very much hyped and they are still popular, but not in the same way where they were having it bags that were coming out. So I'd love to know if you guys are still buying Jacquemus or if I'm alone here and still loving the brand. Next, we're gonna move on to the brand Marc Jacobs, and I will say, if you didn't know already, this bag is actually the one that started off my YouTube channel, so it will always have a special place in my heart, and that is the Marc Jacobs leather tote bag in the mini size, I believe is what they call this now, and it's in the beautiful rose leather. Yes, so this is the bag that made me start my YouTube channel because I just fell in love with this piece and I wanted to share my love for it. That has not changed, but I will say I do use this bag less than I did before. I think for the price point, Marc Jacobs is such a great brand and I feel like you get bang for your buck. So the leather on this is really nice and I do feel like it is supple and I really like that. I love that this has the adjustable, removable strap on the side, and I typically will wear this crossbody. For the longest time, this was my go-to day-to-day bag. I would use this if I was running errands, I would use this if I was traveling, because though it is the mini bag, it is quite spacious. Now, I actually have, well, quite a few things in here if I'm honest. Oh my goodness, look at all of those receipts. Give me 1 second. Okay, so that's better. Now you guys can actually see inside the bag. And I do have an organizer in here. Again, I'll link it below. I am someone that is a fan of organizers for open style bags, and I feel that even though this bag is small and you don't need it, it does help just with knowing where everything is. So if you're interested in an organizer for any of your Marc Jacobs totes, I will link some brands below that I feel like do pretty good ones. And as you can see, this has a great capacity to it, though it is tiny. The depth is good, and yes, you do have quite a bit of height here. This is a bag that I will recommend time and time again. I have been looking into getting some more Marc Jacobs tote bags, but I think because I have this one already, I would like to get it on sale. So only certain colors will go on sale, but you can sometimes get a deal on these too. So if I was to get another one, definitely I'd be looking for a sale. One other thing I do want to let you guys know, and I have mentioned this before, is the fact that you will experience some color transfer with this leather if you're getting a light color. And again, I couldn't help myself. As I said, I love pink, and I feel like though this is pink, it is still quite a neutral color, but because of that, if you wear denim, it is definitely going to rub. And again, because the leather is quite supple, that is normal. I have been saying that I was going to try and clean this leather. I did buy the cleaner, but I've been slacking on it if I'm honest, and because I've been using this bag less, it hasn't been bothering me as much, but one day I am going to clean this and I'll report back to you guys on how that goes. But just keeping in mind, if you get some of the fun colors that they offer, color transfer is something that can occur for you. My second bag from Marc Jacobs is still another tote bag because come on guys, these tote bags took the world by storm. These went viral, these were so popular, but again, for such a good reason. So this is the Marc Jacobs tote bag in the large size, and I love this size. It is so useful for so many different things. I love the, again, depth to this as well as the height too. I even love the shoulder straps that come with this. Now, when you get the large size, it does not come with a crossbody strap, as you can see. And you know what? I do think it could be a nice feature if you're using it for travel, for example. But I have also used this for travel multiple times, and I've never had an issue with the shoulder straps here, so that is also important to note. I use this for my work bag on a daily basis. I have this in the canvas, as you can see, and I love using this as a work bag. Now, another thing I will show you, I do also have an organizer in here because if you were not to have an organizer in here, it only comes with this little pouch that kind of flaps around here. So though it does offer some organization, certainly not that much for how large this bag is. So again, I will link this organizer down below. I actually have a special silk one in here, which I feel makes it a little bit more luxe, and I feel like it's also been extremely durable. Because I use this as my work bag, I put my lunch in here, I will put water bottles in here, I've had spills in here, and this looks pretty much good as new if you ask me. Yes, the corners are a little bit dirty, but if you look at it from afar, there are definitely no fraying, nothing like that, and I think for the amount that I've used this, it is amazing. I've also used this as my personal item when traveling, so that is also important to know. I feel like such a great feature. This is the exact measurements to fit as a personal item on most airlines that I have seen, so I love using this with me if I want to bring a little bit more, but I don't want to have to obviously worry about exceeding the limit. I've also even used this as a beach bag. Guys, sky is the limit with this piece. I love my Marc Jacobs the tote bag, and I would also love to know if you guys have some of these bags as well and what variation you have it in. I see that they've come out with so many cool different versions that I am looking to branch out and see if I get another big size in one of their cool variations. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate all of the support. Please be sure to give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it so far, and hit the subscribe button down below if you have not already. I also would love to know if you have any of these pieces too in your collection and how much you are loving them, or whether you feel they are on your least used list. I do find when I see these collection videos, sometimes I wonder how much use are these bags really getting? So I would love to hear which pieces in your collection you also have been using a lot. Now we have made it to the last brand in the last bag, and this is one that I use 24/7, you guys. I am talking about Prada, and of course I am talking about my Prada re-edition in the nylon as well as the beautiful gold hardware. Now, this is a piece that I got fairly recently. I picked this up in the summer, but since I have got it, it has been in heavy rotation. I was looking for a more luxury version of an everyday bag. I do have quite a casual lifestyle, and because of that, I feel like something that is carefree, still stylish and versatile was missing from my collection, and this piece definitely does it all. So I am not someone who loves a black handbag. As you can see, I do not have that many black bags in my collection, but because I was looking for a more everyday bag that can make it through rain, that could potentially have something spilled on it. Not that I'm not careful with my bags, but let's be honest, things happen, and it would still look just as good as new, and this bag has truly done that. So I love the comfortable strap that comes with this. It is not too flashy. It does have Prada in here, but again, it's a little bit even difficult to see that unless you're really looking for it. There you go, it says Prada there. So I like the fact that that's a little bit quiet. Now, of course, you have the Prada logo here, but I do find that even this pouch on the strap is so useful. I will either put my hand sanitizer in here or I will put my AirPods in here. So I actually really love that this feature is there. You can also remove it though if it's not something that you love. And then of course it comes with the gold chain here. I will say in terms of this gold strap, if I had to choose between this gold chain and the one from my Easy pouch from Louis Vuitton, I would say the Louis Vuitton chain is nicer than this one. To me, it seems like it's a little bit cheaper quality, which is a little bit disappointing because I feel in general the bag does not seem it's of cheap quality, but this one chain I do feel a little iffy about. So did want to mention that, but I love the gold hardware. This is a newer version of the bag. Of course, we know Prada is known for its black nylon and then its silver hardware, but I'm so happy that I was able to get this piece with the gold hardware, especially because of the fact I am not that much of a black colored handbag person. I felt if I got it with the silver hardware, it would be really tough for me to pair with my everyday items, whereas because of the gold, I feel like it does go with my wardrobe's color palette a little bit better. Now, don't get me wrong, black goes with everything, but again, because I tend to wear gold jewelry, I really feel like this pulls it all together so nicely, and I love this bag. Also, because this is a mini bag, you might think it is tiny, but no way, the capacity on this thing is amazing. You can fit an umbrella in here, a mini one of course, you can fit a water bottle in here, you can get a full-size wallet, you can get your lipstick, you can get your keys. There is so much you can fit in here, and I truly appreciate that. So this is a bag that, though I know it has gone pricey and I know that this is a mainly nylon bag, I really would recommend this piece, and I would say at this point this might be the item that has the best cost per wear in my collection right now. I've also even thought about getting other versions of this bag. Like initially I was very drawn to even the beige colorway because I like my beiges, my creams, my browns. But then I also wonder if it would then compete with this bag here, which I wouldn't necessarily want it to do, but that is just how much I love this style of bag. Alrighty guys, so there we have it. That is all of my handbags in my collection. If you did enjoy the collection, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And I would also love to know, what is your favorite piece that you saw from my collection today? For me, because I love all of my pieces, it is hard to choose favorites. But again, I did say my Saint Laurent medium sunset bag was a dream bag of mine, and my By the Bull collection easy pouch is also just chef's kiss. So I'd love to hear what you guys liked down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.